I saw a movie about an architect. No, not that one. God, no, not that one. No, this is a Drafthouse Diary for Thursday, January 23rd, 2025, when I went to the Alamo Drafthouse at Littleton's Aspen Grove to see The Brutalist. Now, of all the arts, architecture does seem to attract screenwriters and filmmakers. Maybe it's because what it creates is big, it's imposing, it's impressive, it looks good on a big screen. Or maybe it's because it has such a deep and recognizable history. It stretches back for millennia, it stretches forward into the far reaches of science fiction. And writers seem to like to portray architects as these singular men of vision, changing the world through their sheer will, which is weird because it's the one art that inherently requires hundreds of people to bring a single work into reality. The Brutalist does not quite do that. Its central character, a Hungarian architect named Laszlo Toth, is a man of vision who is passionate about his art, but this is portrayed as a burden as much as a gift. He strives, and his obstacles seem equally split among the circumstances of his life, the actions of particular other people, and his own inability to navigate his world and his relationships. In this movie, creating buildings is a metaphor not for bending the world or society to one's will, but rather for the struggles and compromises of building a human life. And that is Toth's long, difficult, and real project, which we see beginning with his arrival in post war America as a refugee. Adrian Brody's performance as Toth shows impressive depth, and it's compelling to watch on screen. He captures well that air of a person who is distracted by both the details of life and by his own genius. Felicity Jones also turns in an impressive supporting performance as Erzsébet, Toth's wife, who was an ideal in Toth's mind during their long wartime separation, and who needs to assert herself as a real person once they are reunited. Guy Pearce plays Van Buren, a complicated character who is by turns, and sometimes simultaneously, Toth's antagonist, patron, cheerleader, nemesis, tormentor, someone who both resents and finds irresistible the genius that Toth has and that his money can't give him. Unfortunately, Pierce's performance doesn't quite succeed in blending these features as well as they needed. Instead, the character often seems empty or cartoonishly superficial. The filmmaking itself is impressive. It's a long movie, and the screenings at the Alamo were described as featuring an overture and an intermission. What they called an overture was, I think, a prologue, and I don't know that it added very much to the movie. I did like the fact that they had an intermission built into the movie as a break between acts with a timer on screen and a musical interlude. I think more long movies should do that. The score was excellent. It was sometimes harsh, but in ways that resonated with the brutalist buildings that we see taking shape on screen. And the cinematography was a treat. The film was made primarily using VistaVision, a format from the 1950s that used 35mm film stock but oriented it horizontally. This allowed widescreen cinematography without squeezing the image down onto a narrow frame of film, as happens with anamorphic lenses. It gives the images a rich and a fine-grained look, and it has the benefit of being the way a big film like this might have been shot in the mid-20th century when it takes place. One more note I've got to mention. Before this movie, the name Laszlo Toth meant something to me, but not about architecture. I knew it as the alter ego of comedian Don Novello, better known as Father Guido Sarducci. As Laszlo Toth, Novello wrote letters to politicians, corporate CEOs, other prominent people with bizarre questions and ideas and suggestions, and he received responses, which he published in the surreal but hilarious book, The Laszlo Letters, and a few sequels. Did anybody else have their experience of The Brutalist affected by their memory of the Laszlo Letters? Let me know in the comments. Now, I do want to tell you about the rest of my trip to the Alamo, but first, if you're enjoying this, please click that thumbs up button. And if you want more of these Drafthouse Diary vlogs as they come out, please click subscribe. The Alamo pre-show for The Brutalist was excellent. It began with a short about the Statue of Liberty, which was appropriate because the Statue of Liberty, upside down, is the first major image of the film itself. We also got a music video, a clip from what looks like a good documentary about brutalist architect Louis Kahn, and multiple other shorts about art, design, architecture, and the topic of what makes America beautiful. We also got commercials featuring a young Adrian Brody, a weird collage short called Brody Quest by Neil Cicerega, and they had a great Alamo short about the VistaVision format. The format is little used today, but it hung on for quite a while, mainly as a special tool for visual effects shots. Now, food. I did get dinner at this trip to the Alamo. I also want to note there are big menu changes at the Alamo. Not only what's on the menu, but also the menu itself. Gone from my local Alamos are the books of page holders with inserted printed pages. Now we have a big, somewhat awkward trifold cardboard menu. And there are a lot of content changes as well. Some of these came in before the physical menu change, like the removal of the Philly sandwich, but now we've also lost the Alamo Bowl quinoa entree. And no more fish and chips, which is not a great loss. The Hellfire Burger has been replaced with a classic double burger, which seems like the basic double cheeseburger that they recently tried out as the Yellow Brick Burger on the special menu for Wicked. The Hellfire Burger never really lived up to its potential, so I think this is a good change. And there are some other changes that I will try and that I'll talk about in future Drafthouse Diary vlogs. At this visit for the Brutalist, I availed myself of the new approach to chicken at the Alamo. Now on the menu, chicken wings, chicken tenders, and their cauliflower bites are a kind of build-it-yourself affair. You choose your type of chicken or cauliflower, and then you choose either a sauce. They've got buffalo, spicy thyme honey, orange gochujang, and a few others, or a dry rub. And for the dry rubs, they have jerk, Berber, or lemon pepper. I tried the chicken tenders with the Berber dry rub. The Berber spiced chicken wings that they served a couple of years ago is still one of the best things I've had at the Alamo. But the Berber dry rub on the tenders, which are themselves drier than wings, was just too dry and too strong a seasoning. Maybe it's just better on wings, and I'll try it again that way sometime. The new menu also has some new dessert options. A banana pudding jar that seems a lot like the banana pudding that they tried out on the Beetlejuice special features menu, and also a key lime pie in a jar. I tried the key lime, and it was very good, though, as with the banana pudding, it's a bit pricey for the portion size. The service was good, it was quick, friendly, and I had a gift card which they made very easy to use. They accepted it when I first placed my order and applied it to my check. So this was a long night at the movies, and it was a good one. Thank you for joining me for this Drafthouse Diary. I'll be back soon with more, and in the meantime, enjoy your movies, and when you do, stay till the end of the credits.